the beauty of this day cannot be contained. We are headed out to record. Hey knitters, welcome to episode 169 of the Knitting Samurai and Her Guys video podcast. Every leaf is a flower. I'm your host, Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai. This is a podcast about my knitting and fall weather. That's what today's gonna sum up to. So I'd like to start the show with a quote. This is by Albert Camus. The quote is, "Autumn is second spring when every leaf is a flower." And so I've just had that in my mind, and the leaves are changing and everything around us is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I'm so thankful I live in New England in the fall. And if you're not from New England and you're sitting there going, New Englanders, shut up. We know you have changing leaves. Isn't that lovely for you? It cannot be understated how beautiful it is to look at a scenery and see nothing but red and gold and orange and against the blue sky with a few clouds. It's just gorgeous today. Super gorgeous. So I wanted to get in a podcast pre-Rhinebeck, and it seems like the car is the only place I'm going to make this happen today. So all the conference rooms are booked, and I just want to sit and talk to you. So let's jump right into the knitting talk, shall we? Okay. First off, let's talk about what I finished. Let's find it. I have finished my Mad for Plaid cowl, and this is by Alexandra Davidoff, and it was published in the Knitty First Fall. So here's what it looks like. I love the drape of it. I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put this on. So it's super heavy, super warm. Look at that. I definitely have to have the blue up at the top just because mustard isn't the greatest color to have right next to your face, at least for me. But I knit this with, let's see, Barocco Soft Twist, which is a 59-41 viscose wool blend. So it's mainly a synthetic yarn, and it has this great color work. And I'm getting over a cold. I've been sick twice since you've last seen me. Steve had the cold and Roland started it with the cold. So my voice is a little froggy still just because I'm not completely over it. But I really like this cowl. I just want to squish it. I love it. So it used about just shy of 400 yards. Almost the same exact amount of both of them, 2 skeins each of this color, which is great. Happy to get that out of my stash. And yeah, the pattern called for 5s and 6s, and I ended up using 5s for the rib and then 7s for the color work just to give it a nicer, looser drape. So very excited, looking forward to wearing this at Rhinebeck. Not today though, because it is very hot here, but that's how it looks. I'm having a blocking party tonight. I have my blocking bucket out. It's all ready to go, and yeah, it's all ready to go. I've got ends woven in on a few projects. Got to get myself ready for Knitter's Prom and to make sure I have the right clothes on. No sweaters for me for Rhinebeck this year. I'm getting off topic. Focus on the knitting, Stephanie, because if you're not going to Rhinebeck, you don't want to hear about Rhinebeck. So next on my needles, this is the shawl design I've been working on. That's the back. I am almost done. So, really cool with the short rows. Like, seriously almost done. Like, either I'm casting off this row or I'm doing one more, which I might just do one more just to give it a nicer finished edge. So it's yellow on one side and it's more teal on the other, and I'm thinking when I wear it, it's just going to make this nice color mash up at my throat. That's what I'm looking for. I'll tell you that the Claudia hand paints that I used in Koigu PM. So can you see the difference? This is Claudia up here with the bright teal, and then the Koigu is down here. If I hadn't told you, would you have realized that there's a color transition in there? I don't think so. So whatever. But the Claudia hand paints and the Koigu are that I think it's a 2-ply. It's a hard, real firm twist to it, and I love that yarn. It's absolutely one of my favorites. I've actually fallen back in love with it. It was my first love, and that is 100% superwash merino. Yes, it is. Oh no, the Koigu KPPPM is 100% superwash, but oh no, they both are. Okay, but then I mixed it with this Knit Picks because I wanted a solid color and I wanted yellow. I thought that looked pretty. This is Knit Picks 7525 merino nylon or wool nylon, and it's higher plies, and so it's less substantial. It's more, oh, a leaf just floated by. I don't know if you guys could see anyways, it's less substantial, and it just has a really different texture in the knitted fabric than Koigu. Like, this feels squishy and dense and almost cool in my hand, whereas this feels finer and lighter. Both fingering weight yarns. But just a reminder for me, this project has been a reminder that while the weight can be the same, it is important if you're going to do colors, contrasting colors, that the bases need to be pretty similar, and you can still feel it in your hand if they're not. Because right now I seem to be on a trend of knitting lots of colors because that's what I really like. So not last Friday, but the Friday before, I went racing home from work and I wanted to cast on a new project. Columbus Day weekend. Columbus Day? No, the weekend before Columbus Day. I wanted to do a new project, and I'd seen the Ricka art cowl that's by Maggie Bursell, and all these people were knitting it, and it could be done as a 2-color pattern or as a 5-color pattern. And so I ran to my LYS, and I knew she had a great stock of Claudia hand paints, and so I picked up 3 skeins because I can't just pick up. I couldn't decide, so I picked up 3. This charcoal color, this grayed white, like an Irish mist color, and then a variegated color that's like that. I started working on it. Now she's doing this, or did this, as an Instagram mystery shawl knit along, or mystery cowl knit along. Love the idea of it, but reformatting everything so that I could follow the instructions was complicated, and I missed a whole section at one point, and I had to rip back a whole bunch when I realized this wasn't going to line up the right way. So I love the pattern. I love the way it looks. I will definitely knit another one, but I'm going to pay her to get it in the final form, all formatted, all the instructions lining up, and do that. So it's been really fun knitting this. As I said, it's Claudia hand paints in those 3 colors, which are in my show notes. I also added in a Fiber Nymph Dye Works in this bright teal that you see right here, and I added in a Miss Babs something UMMY. It's not tummy, but that's what I'm thinking of. Whatever her fingering weight one is, they all have that same like a 2-ply twisted characteristic about them. So this is fun. I have connected it, so if I hold it like this, like a reasonable person, there's what I think of as the top front, and there's the back front. So now I'm working the stripes back down. It should be done. I have to pay a little bit more attention in part 6 than I did in the others. I mean, they've all been varying degrees of paying attention, but I haven't gone to this. This hasn't been my go-to. I've been more in a mindless stockinette place. So, but it is really fun, and I definitely want to knit another one for sure. Sure. So this will be going with me. This is Rhinebeck Knitting. The shawl design, I'm not sure if that's going to go with me because it really just needs to be cast off, but it's like a 500 stitch cast off. Yeah, it's going with me. Decision right there. But knowing that I needed another project to take with me, and I could totally bring that that purple shawl. Maybe I'll bring that too. I'm all about the shawls this fall. But I wanted to in a way test knit my shawl design, and I wanted to do a second one because I really didn't like the way the yellow feels. Like, it didn't materialize the way I envisioned it. So I went stash diving at 3 a.m. one morning. So Steve was up coughing. And I reminded him, go take some more medicine. And so while he took medicine, great for him, I was awake enough that I was awake. So I had from like 3 until 6:30 to myself. So I sat in the dark for a while, and then I dug around in my stash and planned some projects. But one of the things I pulled out was this skein. I actually pulled out a few skeins of this is Knit Picks Felici, but the sport weight. And I have this great monochromatic. It goes from white to gray to black, and it has some Barbara pulling like this one does. Let's see if I can show you. See, there's some Barbara pulling. It has some of that, but I bought 4 skeins, and I bought the equivalent amount in black, and I have visions of a black sweater that has stripes in it, so I'm gonna leave that. I put that down, but I picked up this, which is one that I had purchased because you know how Felici is. Felici, it shows up, and you're like, oh, I gotta have it. So I bought a bunch of this, and I want to say it was, I wrote it down, did I not? I did not. 2010 when I bought this. It was either 2008 or 2010 when I bought this yarn, and it's been sitting in my stash. I've made a baby toy out of it. It's one of those things that I wanted sort of a red, white, and blue, and it turns out it's a salmon blue red color. It's a salmon blue red color, not at all what I had in mind, and I haven't wanted to use it. It's a pretty loud skein of yarn, so I took it out, and I was like, well, this pattern has short rows, and it has something that striping would look really fun with if done right. So let's just see, let's treat it as an experiment. So I went up to size 7 needles, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm experimenting. So to me it looks more like a gradient in spots, because this is rather, so we got nice stripes lining up right there, back, there you go. So you can see how it's knitting up. I'm anxious because of the length of some of the short rows. I'm gonna get patches of color, and so it could be really cool or it could be awful. But either way, this is my Rhinebeck project. So I have a little bit of instructions, but it's pretty straightforward, and I know what I'm doing, so I'm excited. And I'm just going to carry this around with me and work on it. It's huge on my needles, though. You can see it's all scrunched up. But it's fun so far. So far, so good. And I'm kind of in love with this. So I've probably knit on this for about an hour total. And even though it's a 75-25, something about, maybe it's that it's a sport weight. Maybe it's that it's on size 7, so the yarn has lots of room to breathe. So soft and squishy. Oh my God, I need to get more of this. So this is going on. That is it. That's it for knitting for me to tell you about. And I don't want to bore you, well, not bore you. I don't want to torture you with the sound of my froggy voice here. I didn't realize it was so bad, but I also haven't done a lot of talking today. I've been, pretty focused on my numbers this morning. So just quickly, what have we been up to? So Tristan and I went to a birthday party for a friend that turned 3, and they had a bounce house, and it's so much fun, and he just absolutely loved playing with her, spending that time with her, and the other kids were great, but there was a bond there. They haven't seen each other in 6 months, I want to say, and she started going to a different daycare, but her mom and I are friends, and so, but he's known her since he was 3 months old, and it was just super cute to watch them. So there was that, and then everybody got sick, and then Steve's younger brother came. He and his wife came for a visit, and that was so much fun. It's so nice to have them around. I wish they lived closer. Talk about another source of unconditional love for the boys. I absolutely love them spending time with my boys, and it was great. They were here. She was here for like 4 or 5 days, and then he was here for the full week because he came for work. And so we got time with them together and time with just Uncle Bennett, and we went to a high school football game. That's so fun. It's been years since we've been, and you'd think we were taking Roland to a stadium football game with the way he acted. He was so excited to see it because we watch football on Sundays, so it's like, are these real players? Are they really playing football? And like, they have a cannon that goes off whenever they score, and a big marching band color guard display at halftime, and food, and it was very exciting. Everyone enjoyed themselves. Ro was funny. He kept asking me, though, are these kids? Are these big kids? And, like, he was confused. And so I gave him examples of people that we know that are, like, in college, or, you know, they look like adults, but they're not. They're still kind of kids. So it's funny. He got it eventually. But and then the next day we had swimming lessons, and both boys are doing great with that. I think I have some things to share with you from swimming. And then that's it. Rhinebeck is in our future. It is nearing ever closer. Really excited to go. So we're staying at cabins this year. I am sure I will gush all about Rhinebeck when we get back, so I don't want to spend too much time on it this time. But needless to say, I am really excited to go. Steve is really excited to go. The boys, we need to get camp some more supplies, right? The boys are gonna have a great time, and it's all gonna be good. It's all gonna be good. I know it. I just know it. So I hope everything is going well with you, and you're healthy, and those fall germies didn't get you the way they caught us. Yeah, so enjoy your knitting. And if you're going to be at Rhinebeck, please stop me if you see me. I will be with my guys, but love to chat, love to hear what you're buying and what you're excited about. So until post Rhinebeck, or about 10 days or so, take care, and I will catch up with you then. All right, happy knitting. Bye. Sing your song to me, Tristan?
No.
Sing about the witches and the vampires.
Okay. Too much dripping out the bed. And flowers and buffet and into the dress. No more moisture dripping on the bed. The
What about Dinah?
No.
You gonna sing about Dinah?
No.
No?
Two buddies.
Two birdies flew by? Oh, a bunch of geese, yeah.
No, the
Someone's
buddy.
in the kitchen with... You do it.
No.
Someone's in the kitchen with...
No.
No, stop. Tell me about the witch. Do the witch.
I see a witch. Help! I see a witch.
And then what do you say?
I see a vampire. Hide!
Hide! And then you say, Happy Halloween?
Happy Halloween. Happy. I see a ghost.
What do you see?
I see a witch. I see a witch.
Yeah? What do you do when you see a witch? And what does the witch do?
Blow fire. Yeah.
The witch blows fire?
Yeah.
Is she a dragon witch?
Yeah.
Here goes.
Brother, what you thinking? Leave that on record spinning. You feel the rhythm going.
He used to be really tall and super slim, and then he started eating real food, and he eats like an 18-year-old. So he's finally packed on some pounds.
Grocery bill literally doubles for a toddler. Yeah.
Tuck it!
Touchdown. Touchdown.
Keeper
Is that touchdown?
initially hit by Mike Brown.